everybody. Welcome to the Oak Music Podcast, episode number 4.
Number 4.
We gotta stop it.
Well,
I'm not even good at that.
I think we should just put it in properly.
Yeah.
And then
maybe I
it'll
should
work.
search for that sound.
Yeah. So we're a little. We were supposed to have this last week.
Yeah.
No, wait.
2 weeks ago. We've missed 2 weeks in a row.
That's what it. There's a
That's
reason,
brutal.
but there's a reason.
Yeah.
I got a new job.
And I have been working like a dog still at my job.
This guy literally just works all the time right now. So that's his reality, and I had to go away for training for an entire week out of the province, and it's just been a little bit hectic here.
They don't want excuses.
They just want
Podcasts.
They want podcasts.
Exactly.
They want podcasts.
I meant to say they want results. We don't want excuses. We want results.
So you
And
went
I was
with
like, I need to change the
podcasts.
emphasis on podcast. We want excuses. We want podcasts.
Is that what you guys want? That's what the people want?
This is what you want from us?
Podcasts?
Podcast? Sounds better like that.
It does sound better like that. I think
Okay, alright.
Maybe make it
Hold
into
on.
some shirts.
Try it. Start.
So the audio is going to now improve because
we just switched mics.
to the proper mic. This isn't the camera.
Yeah,
That's the camera.
I was pointing to the mic.
You
but
were
can't
looking
see
at
the
it
mic.
like it was a camera.
Hey everyone, welcome to Oak Music Podcast, episode 4. Anyways,
Alright, what are we?
okay,
what
today
what
we're
are we
talking.
going to talk about?
We're going to talk about the relevance and the necessity of top 40 music. Some people like it. Some people do not like it.
So we were talking.
I don't want to reveal who's who, but
I think we were. Well, first, let's talk about how we came. Luke, we were talking about before this podcast came on what we were going.
what we were talking about before this podcast, when we started recording it,
was what we were going to talk about.
Yeah.
And so we were like, going back and forth with ideas, and then all of a sudden, literally out of kind of nowhere, we started talking about how we have different likes. Like we both like music a little differently.
yeah,
I'm probably between me and him, more
Yeah.
picky.
yeah,
He's like, you like less music than I like, and I was like,
yeah. There's a big,
I kind of had to take a kind of internal look at myself
Yeah.
first before I responded, but it's 100%
it's
true.
Yeah, I like a lot, like the amount, the volume of music, and I would say the variety. I hold both those categories for that.
I would be a little bit more hesitant to give you the variety, only because I think I like music that I don't even think you realize I like.
But I think I like everything you like, and then more.
Well, that's probably...
Do you think that's true?
That's probably not
Might be
wrong.
true.
You're probably not wrong on that either.
It
I
might
mean,
be
there's...
wrong.
You might be right. I think you might be right. So, yeah, you probably do hold both.
I don't know. Let's not. I'm not trying to put myself above anybody here.
Well, you are,
That's
but
stupid.
I'm used to it. You're taller than me. It's been a thing since we've been young, so whatever. You're older than me. You're taller than me. You like more music
You
than
have
me.
never been taller.
You
than
never
me.
pass the ball when we play hockey.
That's not true.
You
That's not
always
true.
keep it.
Ask my entire ball hockey team. Don't ask them.
Don't ask them.
Actually,
I
don't
was
ask
gonna
them.
say, I was like, I'm gonna call Greg right
Don't
now.
call Greg. Don't call Dave.
No, you're a great.
Don't call the Baylesses.
You are a great.
The Bailey.
Eli,
Jesse and Josh.
you are a great hockey
you
player.
guys.
But after we discussed that, we realized,
I pass a lot.
well,
Alright, anyways, continue.
okay.
We realized that I hold a value. I hold value in top 40 music.
Yeah, that was kind of, and then we started debating that, and then we like, maybe we should just shut up
In podcast.
and podcast this, as opposed to trying to figure out what to podcast about.
Basically, I would say, like, I think that it has value. I think that people, for one, I think people are more interested in music because of top 40 music.
And I would disagree.
I just
I would say-
wouldn't agree with myself.
I would say that
It's shallow.
I guess more that's how I would disagree, is that the enjoyment in music because of what Top 40 produces is
lessened.
The quality of that is a lot less, as opposed to which is worse than having the quantity up. I'd rather quality over quantity, and Top 40 seems to me more about quantity. How much can we put out, and how much of it can we just like slap a new name on and a pretty face?
Yeah, for sure.
And this is me being as honest as possible, because I fully understand that I close myself off to some good Top 40.
Yeah.
Like I do, and it's not a good thing. Sometimes there and I'll definitely be the first to admit that I do like some Top 40. Like, yeah. And I'll catch myself like singing something and being like, "This goes against who I am," but it's good. Yeah. And it's like, Jared, you should just like have an open mind here and just be like, whatever. If it's good, it's good.
Exactly.
But my argument on it stems to more than just if it's good.
Yeah.
It's like the culture of Top 40 I hate.
Okay. I can get down with you on that. That's fine.
Like, I really hate that. I really hate the idea of an artist not writing their own music lyrically and musically, and literally just coming to a studio and being like, sing or play. And then them doing that, and then all of them making it all perfect, and then them sending it off to the label, and then that hitting the radio.
And here's where I'm on that. Where I am. Because what I see is that there are people who are great. Well, there are people who are really good at writing songs, okay?
Yeah.
That's just what they do.
If the song is catchy, if a song is catchy, I can agree with the argument that song is pretty good.
They can't sing. They can't really play an instrument that well, but they write songs. They're really good. They have no real attention grabbing. They're not a performer, right? And then this person, let's talk about Britney Spears, whatever. She can sing. She can shake her butt.
But can whatever. She sing?
No, like, well, whatever, right?
It's like, to me, it's like, how good can that person sing? And maybe that person could sing good. Maybe they could at one point.
Well. Sing well.
Oh, yeah, that was horrible grammar. Maybe that person could sing well.
It's not even,
but it's like the Top 40 machine literally makes it so that they don't have to depend on their voice anymore, because they get computers and assistants and everything else to do it for them. And no matter who you are, your voice is a skill and a muscle that needs to be continually trained and honed. So it's like, maybe when they first broke onto the scene, it's like, I heard Shakira at, what was it, Shakira? Or
Shakira.
Yeah, I think it was Shakira. At it was a New Year's Eve thing.
Maybe
the mics, like, everything stopped and she was just singing.
Yeah,
and it was just horrible. Yeah. I'm not saying Shakira has a horrible voice all the time.
Yeah,
but like, obviously she's gotten to the point of being completely lazy and dependent on whatever's going on, and all she worries about is shaking her booty.
Okay.
Not a fan.
Okay. Yes. Here's another thing that I think about it as well. That, like you're saying, yes, you rely on all that kind of stuff, and it gets very manufactured, I would say.
Just less about the music.
And that's fine, and that's true, right?
Okay.
They're not as, they, maybe even some of them had talent at one point, and now they're just like, either A, like wreck their voice or something, and they just rely on that, or B, just don't really focus on it or really like hone it anymore.
Yeah.
Because they don't really have to, right? But here's the thing. You cannot just replace them at a show. Each one of these people, they have to go tour the world, be away from all their friends and family, lose probably most of their actual friendships because people become awful, right?
Okay.
And so they have to put in this work. There's no replacement. Okay. They cannot be somebody else on that stage. There's no replacement. Like, if I call in sick to work, someone could probably cover my butt, right? But they are putting in time and effort, traveling the world, which is great. Everybody wants to do that. But at the same time, you can't deny that there is a huge element of, like, self-sacrifice to that.
I wouldn't disagree with that. I used to think differently about that. I used to just think everything's handed to these people. They're just multimillionaires and it's all easy.
Yeah.
I don't think like that anymore.
No.
I would agree. It's just kind of like hockey
yeah.
players and like professional athletes. Do they get paid absorbent amount of money to do what they do? Absolutely. They get paid probably too much. However, literally their whole life is working.
Yeah.
Like literally working. And it's not that different for like these top 40 musicians.
Mm-hmm.
But my point is, these, like your Beyoncés, your Jay-Z's. And I mean, again, like some of these people just got big because of the type of genre they were good at, like R&B or rap and stuff like that. Like that's just automatically kind of a good fit for top 40, as opposed to some of the music I like, which is like hardcore screamo. Not only, but a lot of it is
even alternative.
It just doesn't
alternative.
It doesn't suit. It's not as mass. It doesn't suit the masses as well, which I understand, and that's fine. But my only gripe is that they put in the hard work to like keep themselves in shape so they can tour the world and dance and show up on stage and
then the lazy songwriters just sit at home, spend time with their families. They're the real criminals here.
Okay, that's that's terrible. No.
Continue. What are you saying?
But like a band like Manchester Orchestra.
Very good.
Okay, like
so good.
Literally every piece of their music is handcrafted by them.
Yeah, which is fantastic.
And they put all that same amount of work in.
Yep.
And all that same amount of effort. And it's like, yeah, they're well known and they're pretty big and I'm sure they do well enough that they don't have to worry that much about finances anymore unless they're really bad with their own finances. But like, I'm sure they're pretty much a self-sustaining band by this point. But like, in my head, where my head goes is like, they understand music much better than, I would argue, 98% of the top 40 artists.
Oh, yeah. I would like, of course. That's what bands and stuff really do. That's the appeal. That'd be the appeal of these guys write everything. If there was no polar opposite of that, where this girl writes nothing, would you even have as much appreciation for that?
I guess I can't say for sure. I would think yes, but maybe you're right. Maybe I wouldn't. But
I don't think that's necessarily that's not a good argument in my case, really.
Okay, but what about the idea that like you're just writing music to stay relevant? Like, what about the argument that like even if it's not them, which I think they should be writing their own music, but if they're not, they're writers writing it from a standpoint of this is what works. This is just the formula, pushing out the formula that just works or whatever. Like, isn't that in and of itself like a disrespect to the art?
Yeah, but are you going to disrespect your house and bills instead?
No, but like, okay, could they be self-sustaining artists like Manchester Orchestra? Do they need to be multi-millionaires and play on the biggest stages?
Exactly.
To like all I think.
Yeah, that's the thing. When I say that, your house and bills, it's not really.
Relative.
It's not. They're not going to miss a mortgage payment because they didn't come out with another crappy.
Well, if they
top
do,
40
it's
song
on them. Like they should.
Yeah, exactly.
Save some more money.
Yeah.
But like, what I mean more is the system in which Top 40 lives in does not allow enough creativity and openness. Because even when it lets in the crazy ones, it's still like it's like even the crazy ones have this polish on them.
Yeah.
Like your Lady Gagas and your Keshas and your Nicki Minaj's and stuff like, and there's others that I'm just, like a lot of people would say these are great artists coming out with awesome stuff, and I would just be like, I don't see any of that.
Yeah.
For the most part, my wife puts on Kesha. I still
Still gotta
I
sit
still
there.
love it.
Yeah.
In a way, like I'm still like
Dance.
I don't know. I was about to try and sing Kesha and then I forgot all the lyrics.
Don't stop.
What was that?
I'll stop.
Yeah, stop. What was it? Where was it going?
Make it hot. DJ blow my speakers up tonight.
And I guess what I struggle with too, because that was horrible. What I struggle with here is like there's a place for that, right? Like in my car with my kids and my wife driving, she puts on Kesha. We all have fun.
Exactly.
We don't have that same fun when I put on Brand New and listen to Handcuffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's not the same, okay? We talk about, like, drowning babies.
Just turn the song on.
Yeah.
We'll see what he means.
Not the
Holy
same.
smokes, not the same. Not the same atmosphere. Not the same vibe. Put on Handcuffs. Your kids are like, Dad? What?
Yeah.
Handcuffs by Brand New.
Yeah, check it out.
Really
Awesome
good
song.
Vinny wrote it, right?
Vinny wrote that one.
Wrote the whole thing?
That's my understanding.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways, I digress. Let's
So it's not like I see the value in it to a degree. I think there's still that like emo kid inside of me.
Yeah.
Very much. And there's less of it inside of you.
I'm not, yeah. I actively seek and try to find ways to enjoy almost, because I can't say I enjoy every single song.
Okay, name a top 40 you just can't get behind.
What do I shut off? I don't know right now. I know there's one in particular that annoys me, and I have.
Was it Post Malone you didn't like?
No, I can get down to that.
See, I didn't mind White Ivers.
Think that you are better now. Okay, did he actually sing for a hardcore band or play
Yeah.
guitar?
Yeah.
I didn't look that up.
He was into hardcore music.
I didn't fact check that.
And legitimately, I watched an interview about it.
What band?
I don't know. It was a local thing. It wasn't big. He was nothing. I mean, he came from nothing. Mm-hmm. He legitimately he rented a Rolls Royce. I don't know how he got the money, but he got the money to rent a Rolls Royce, and he had a friend who knew how to make music videos.
Yep.
And then they went out to a desert with a Rolls Royce, and he just did the White Iverson YouTube music video.
Yep.
And he put it on SoundCloud, and it just blew up. And now he's what he is.
Yeah.
That's it. He was in a hardcore band or a heavy band. He can play guitar really well.
Yeah, apparently.
But then he was just I'm going to try this as well because I guess he can write rhymes and stuff and knows that side of it too, whatever.
So he does most of his own stuff then still?
That I don't know. I would have to look into it.
That's kind of cool.
I'm not going to comment on it because I don't know. But I and then of course the bias sinks in and I'm kind of like Post Malone now.
Yeah.
Because I'm he knows what real good music sounds like.
Yeah.
Even if his isn't my favorite. But is that fair? I don't know. I'm pretty I know I can be a little bit.
This is gonna shut off on us. First.
Ridiculous. What, the video?
Yeah. Just now we're gonna break for a word from our sponsors. Okay, we're back. We're talking about Post Malone.
Well, he's an example of someone who he didn't go into a record studio and they were like, man, that guy looks sick.
Yeah.
We're gonna put him on the face of, and he did it. He was self-made.
Yeah.
What he does now with how he writes music, I don't know, and I'm not gonna comment on it either way. But I don't know. I just feel vast majority of top 40 music is a disrespect to music.
I got a stew on that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I fully agree with that or not.
While you stew, new segment.
Oh, no.
New segment. Every once in a while on the podcast, we're going to have... we haven't named it yet, so maybe help us with the name. You could comment in the sections on the various social media. We're going to talk about what we last listen to
I want to check
on our phones or whatever we listen to music on. I listen to music primarily on my phone through Apple Music. I think Ryan's the same. So we're just going to, and we have to say whatever it is. Doesn't matter what it was.
Yeah, I'm watching as you pull it up.
Okay.
Oh.
It's like
Fleur Elise. I'm pretty sure that's
Okay,
a Christmas tree, isn't it?
Yeah, but
no, that's no, I don't know.
yeah, we're listening to. So for me, it's Fleur Elise was the song, but it's from the album A Charlie Brown's Christmas.
Show them.
Fantastic Christmas album. Probably my wife's favorite Christmas album, and it's becoming a top 2 for me. And so we're already listening to it. I know it's early, but it's really good. We love Charlie Brown.
Mine is my almost 7-month-old daughter's bedtime song. This is on my phone several times a day because she needs it to go to sleep, to have naps. James Blunt from the album The Afterlove. It's called Make Me Better.
And this is why we started talking about
It's soothing. She loves it.
Yeah.
James Blunt he's good friends with Ed Sheeran. Did you know that?
Didn't know.
I've seen him play
So
when Ed Sheeran came here. That is a top 40 person I would like to talk about for a minute. But
before we move on to Ed Sheeran,
James Blunt,
I want to know.
he's fantastic live.
But what
He
do you
was
think?
a lot of fun.
What do you think about like that album, like legitimately?
I don't know, because I've heard only a couple songs from
Okay,
it.
so you like,
But he performed it very well. I'm just gonna look at what else is on here. I can't remember.
but that
My
that
wife
song you
really
like it.
likes it. Yeah.
And you like it.
Yep.
Okay, so it matters.
I don't know it. Like
Well, the
any of
reason
these
why
songs.
is because I wasn't crazy about his voice, and it's nothing. Actually, it's nothing to do with his voice. It's a fine voice from a recording. It just didn't sit well with me.
Yeah, he's talented. You
Oh,
just don't
sure
really
he
have to
is.
like it. But.
Okay, so back into what we were talking about. You want to bring up a little bit of Ed.
Ed
Because-
Sheeran
Okay, Ed Sheeran to me is an example of a guy who got turned.
turned to top 40.
Yeah, like he did his thing, and then all of a sudden
I disagree.
now he's doing some weird thing. And it
I've
doesn't
seen
make
him
sense to
play
me.
twice live. Twice. Okay. Before the first time I saw him live, I just kind of went with my wife. Just I don't know, to be a sack of potatoes sitting next to her. I don't know. I didn't like Ed Sheeran.
Okay.
I didn't really feel like going, but I was like, yeah, I'll just whatever. I had heard his stuff, and I knew that he did. You know, he played most of his stuff and did. You know, he recorded stuff, and I knew he used loop pedals sometimes or whatever. But what I expected when I went there is like, yeah, he does that in studio and to record it or something, but he's gonna have a band, right? He's gonna
Right.
have like hired musicians and dancers or something like that. No, Ed on the stage, loop pedal board, all types of different like pedals. He does the entire song you hear. He does it live.
Which is impressive. And
So
I-
he'll just bear with me.
please.
And I'm not a guitar player. I don't know how difficult this is really, but I know that it's not easy because I watched him do it.
Fair.
He'll start the song like hitting his guitar, making a little beat or whatever, right? Then he'll loop it. You hear it. Continue. Then he'll do something with his voice, do some kind of background thing, loop that, store it in his little thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then he plays his guitar part. He builds the whole song until it gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Okay.
And he knows which ones to cut out at which time.
Yeah.
Which ones to bring back in at which
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
Legitimately does it live. Because I thought the whole time, the first time I saw him, I was like, no way. He's actually, like, he's just got this pre-recorded, whatever. And then I heard on one song, he was like, because I'm a drummer.
Yeah.
I was listening closely.
Yeah.
I would say he's like a 30-second note out
Really.
on one of the guitar parts.
Okay.
Legitimately, I heard him when I think he ended the song before he wanted to.
Okay.
Because
so,
it was that one part that was looped
Yeah.
was a little off.
right.
So he's like playing it, it's getting
So it's
bigger,
legit.
and it was like, and then he like kind of stopped the song. It sounded really good still.
Of course.
And to everybody else who like
Sure, it's fine.
yeah, it was fine. But I was just blown away. Second time I saw him was great as well.
So my point in all that is like, yeah, I would agree. He's probably really good at what he does.
Talented, yep.
But like, why then, when Ed Sheeran becomes popular, does the next big thing that comes out sound like "Put your body on me"?
It's hard
Like,
to-
it's just like, why is he all of a sudden talking about like this like weird like like the thing that normally you talk about when you're a top 40 artist, which is like weird, like meeting a girl in a club and getting down with her for a bit on the dance floor and taking her home. And
it's not my favorite song.
But you know what I mean? Like, why does, like, Ed Sheeran's talented, Ed Sheeran's good, but in order for Ed Sheeran to be a top 40, he's got to start talking about that. It's like, do you really think if Ed Sheeran never got big the way Ed Sheeran got big, that would be the song he wrote? That's my point.
I'm not sure.
Maybe it is, and maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe he's just likes the shape of you.
It's just like, I don't know.
He likes your shape.
I know, but it was like that was like a quasi-political type way to put out when he put it out too. Yeah. It was like, make sure, you know, and which is fine, no problem with the message at all. Like, you know, everybody should be happy with who they are. You know,
I don't think that song was necessarily that politically correct.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it was like
he likes this girl's body.
It's like a buzz thing, you know?
Yeah.
That's all I mean.
Yep.
I just, that's what bugs me about top 40. I think it narrows the artist's ability to make.
They have to try to be relevant and try to.
And they have to talk about the same thing. Everybody within the music is talking. They're all talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's almost always like money and relationship.
I would say
it's like there are so much more things to sing and write music about.
Are there?
Yeah.
I would say
life.
80% of the music. Oh, it's high. I would say a large percentage of music is just about relationships. Huge percentage.
I mean, like the relationship between you and your wife.
Yeah.
Or you and the girl you just met. And I would say that the most of the music I listen to doesn't talk about those relationships very often.
Yep.
Expands past that into other relationships and other things that happen within life.
Yeah, and probably top 40 is like 90% that.
Right.
And I mean that's the global thing though. That's the universal struggle for everybody. It's a relationship.
But life is a universal struggle.
Yeah, absolutely.
The relationship you have with addictions and demons in your life and your kids, your friend, you know, whatever, your past relationship with your parents or stuff like, you know,
stuff they talk about. It's heavier.
Yeah, I know, I get that, but like, I don't know. It just bugs me.
Yeah,
because I think it limits it, and then I get a little bit like, I don't know what the right word is for that. High horse, maybe, about it.
Yeah.
Which I know it's not fair. You know, it's probably not right.
Yeah.
It's like, the music I listen to is superior because it actually is.
I've had that attitude too. Yeah. Because it just is. Period.
Because it is.
The stuff I like, that's a subjective opinion, right? It's to you.
Okay, so here's a great question. I have a controversial question.
I'm not ready for it, probably. What is it?
Do you think someone could argue successfully that top 40 music is better music, more, like, it's just better music than, like, your independent musician making music? And I think some people...
It depends who you're arguing with. Subjective.
I don't think it's subjective. I think that's insane if you were to say that.
It is subjective. Every single thing about music, let's put it down. To me personally, it's more than just entertainment, right? It's more important than that. But I mean, nobody could convince me of that. No, without me like laughing in their face or being like, "That's ridiculous."
Right.
But you could say that you have more experience and more people who are very talented at what they do, putting a more collective effort towards it. So you could argue it in that sense. I would not agree. I think a band is a lot more special than a special than a just single artist being on tour to their lip syncing and stuff like that. I do think that a band is a lot more special than that, and especially like having been through it a lot, right?
Yeah.
And with more or less the same group of guys for most of the time, that we were in a band, it's special to have those same people go through all the stuff with you. I guess by the end it was just you, me, and Taylor were the only ones in the band the whole time.
Technically, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, Steve was in there for quite a long time. Seth was in there for a really, really long time.
Yeah.
And Kedvez was in there for a bit too.
Yeah. So was Andrew Regame.
Technically, Andrew Regame was in there too.
Did he ever play anything though?
He came to like 3 practices.
Yeah.
Maybe not even.
He didn't want to be in it.
Which is fine.
Yeah, it's totally fine.
He's a great fella.
Yeah.
He's your cousin.
Yeah, he sure is.
Wouldn't say a bad thing about Andrew Regame.
Never.
No.
And if somebody did, I'd hit him in the throat.
And I would be right behind you, hitting him in the throat in the exact same spot.
After they were already down.
Yeah, I'd find a way.
That's for Andrew.
Yeah. No, but
That's his cousin, man.
Yeah, don't mess with his cousin. No, I mean, I think you're right. I agree with you completely. I just think there's people out there that, and I think a lot of people out there that live in a world where they think Justin Bieber,
I think I know where you're going.
Lady Gaga, Ed Sheeran, whatever, are just like the best thing out there.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just like, I can't believe that's possible to say.
To me, it's very, I wish the radio did have more variety, because to me that's really sad. Because they really believe that's the depth and the entire scope of music is what they hear on the radio. And that's such a tragedy, because it's really, really not.
Yeah.
There's way, I would say, lots of stuff outside the top 40 is more important. All of it.
Yeah.
Which is weird, because it's like backwards in that way.
What is your opinion on like old rock? Like, because I feel like it's that weird world where they are doing it all themselves.
Mm-hmm. It's like a colliding,
like
mainstream and
but then it becomes also this weird top 40 same thing where it's like all I listen to is Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, Nirvana, Kiss. Yeah, it's like you latch on to those top 40 type rock and roll pioneers who, like, some of their stuff is amazing. Yeah. Queen, there's Beatles, like, would never discount any of these guys in terms of their talent and importance to music and all that. But like, there's that same culture of like, why would I listen to current stuff or anything other than these guys, because like they're the best at what they ever at what you could ever do. It's like they're the Michael Jordan of music. And I think that same argument annoys me just as much. Yeah,
that argument bugs me more than just sticking inside the top 40.
Does it?
Yeah, because like if all you're ever gonna listen to is Queen, that's a huge disrespect to Queen, I think.
Sure.
Because like a guy who listened to Queen was influenced by Queen, did some stuff of his own. A guy who heard his stuff was influenced by him. He did stuff as his own, or a girl, whatever, down the line. So their music is truly evolving still through different people who are influenced upon influence upon influence. And to only listen to that is really just a disservice to that.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
And maybe that's not a hugely solid point here.
No, I think that's right.
Yeah.
I think it's the same mentality of being closed off to the world around you when you really only listen to a few of these like rock and roll legends. Who and in some cases,
let's say legends, that's the thing. They will hold that status. That's fine.
Yeah, but let's be honest, like some of these people, bands, they wrote junk music too.
Yep.
And they're still like celebrated as if they're like amazing, but they like ran on the same album for like 30 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to keep touring. Like,
I want to rock and roll all night.
Yeah, like
and party every day.
That's about as top 40 of a
line as you're gonna get.
Gonna get,
right?
And yet they're considered like,
and nothing, whatever. Nothing
no,
against it. Again.
It's not to trash them.
No.
It's because they're important. They're infinitely important. Not Kiss per se. I mean these types of bands, and influence so much of people's lives, and it is important. But the mentality I find with it is lazy, and part of the reason why I don't listen to that stuff. People always say, you don't know that song off by heart, or you don't know that like old rock hip off by heart. It's like, well, you're crazy. How do you not know that? It's like, I intentionally don't know that.
Yeah.
It's like, because it bothers me how much that's just like a go-to.
Yeah.
It's like I'd rather know off by heart some like brand new song or some Under Oath song or something. And I know that's just like me being biased too. I get that. But yeah, there's just that.
Is, right?
Well, yeah, this whole conversation has bias drooling all over it. But
yeah, like Status Symbol was the best band of all time.
All time.
Nobody can argue that.
That is not subjective. Not subjective.
It's 100% objective.
Objective.
You can't argue that.
I'm pretty sure it says it in science.
Science books all over the world.
Everywhere agrees.
Oh, what's the best rock band of all time? Oh, Status Symbol.
Who said
Status.
Who said it?
Status Symbol.
Who was saying that?
Einstein, I think.
That was Einstein that said that. You're right. It sounded exact. I knew I heard that voice somewhere. That's what it was. Einstein's
I think
voice.
it's all a good lead up for another podcast thing we had talked about.
Which was
doing,
what?
And I think we'll do it for next episode.
What?
Is selling out.
Ooh.
Why is it important? Why do we hate it?
Yeah.
What is it and why do we hate it, right?
What is it and why do we hate it?
I think we should do that next.
So I'd be interested, and I know we're starting to get a little bit more, people listening in comments, what people think about our debate about the importance of top 40. You think there's an importance to it? I am much more anti top 40.
Yeah.
And refuse to listen to much of it in a actual positive way.
And I think I draw enjoyment and positivity out of my life by finding enjoyment in it. That's me.
Right.
I try.
And
you don't try.
You're right. And I secretly look at you differently because of it.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Which I'm just being honest about. I'm like, geez, Ryan likes that.
Yep.
He doesn't like music as much as me.
Yeah.
And that's so stupid. That's wrong of me.
Yeah, well, whatever.
I'm
you
sorry.
Can do whatever you want. You don't have to apologize.
I'm really sorry.
It's fine.
I've been a terrible friend. I'm a terrible friend. I can't believe.
Stop it.
Okay. We'll talk about this off air.
Yeah.
No.
No.
No, but I know there's a part of me that's unhealthy.
Yeah, and I used to have that as well. So I actually thought I was going to bring something earlier. I remember when you're saying your mentality of superiority, whatever, just hating top 40 music. I think you could probably remember and confirm this, that I hated the White Stripes.
Oh yeah.
I hated the fact that I know I could play everything their drummer played. It doesn't matter. She whoever she was, his wife or sister, I can't remember what it actually turned out being. But I hated the fact that what she played was so simple.
Yeah.
And I could have done it in my sleep, and I was not famous and she was. I resented that. I hated that. I was upset about that. And now, there was a point where I switched, and I don't know what it was that made me realize that is what the type of music needed. She played what that music needed. It never needed to be anything else. It never should have.
That's a good point.
And Jack White,
he's amazing.
Is awesome.
He is amazing. I mean,
and she's good too. I would say she's good.
Listen, talent isn't what you can do in terms of like skill. Talent is playing appropriately to the music.
Yeah.
Well.
Always. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So it's like if you play 4/4 when it's appropriate, and you play that steady and on time and perfect, you're extremely talented.
Exactly.
Because you know it doesn't need all this fancy jazz stuff going on behind it, because that just makes it worse.
Meg White is the best drummer of all time.
Shout out to
science.
Well, there you go. Shout out to John Hilliard for always teaching me that constantly.
We're still looking at the mic like it is a camera.
Hi, John.
John Hilliard.
My broski.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wait, so that's the guy from Newfoundland?
My buddy from Newfoundland, yeah. He always taught me when we used to...
I know how to say Newfoundland.
Newfoundland, yeah. You disrespected a lot of people there. He's a mainlander, it's okay.
Who listens to our podcast in Newfoundland just dropped off.
It's okay. No, he
shut it off and like this.
He always taught me an important lesson when we were playing drums. And we debate back and forth sometimes about whether...
Oh shoot, we gotta start the video again.
The timing was right. Yeah, no, I was just talking about John Hilliard and the lesson he told me about drumming and playing appropriately, like just you're the one laying down the train tracks.
Yep.
For everybody else to follow, the train that is the music, the whole band, everybody else is to follow, and so just lay it down as perfectly as you can, so everybody else can lay on top of it what they want to do. So if your guitarist wants to be all over the place, you lay down the most basic thing, and you do that really well. And then when the music allows you to be a little bit more expressive in the way you drum, that's when you do it. But you only do it when it's appropriate.
Yeah.
But always challenged me for that, and I think that was a great piece. But I mean, that's kind of beside the point, not really what we're talking about. But But yeah, to your point of the Jack White drummer, White Stripes drummer, she was just doing what was
required of
what
her.
Was required and what was supposed to be done in that,
and what was artistically like. How do you say that? I don't know.
What's the big song again? I can't remember the name.
Seven Nation Army.
Seven Nation Army. Like, can you? Yeah, like what if she played something other than what she played? It wouldn't be as good.
No, it would be awful.
It
really would be awful if she was just doing a bunch of crazy drum stuff.
Yeah.
Meg White, I respect you so much. Like, I think she's great.
It's a big moment right there.
It was. Especially if 13-year-old me, or whatever, 15-year-old, whatever it was.
Heard that?
And came out.
Heard you say that? Right.
But then I would have beat him to the ground because I was really short when I was 15.
Which is crazy. Because you're not now.
Yeah, I could really kick the crap out of 15-year-old me.
I don't think I'd be able to do that much more damage than 15-year-old me. I think 15-year-old me and me would pretty much be in a tie at the end. Isn't that horrible? No. And you can't say I'm wrong.
You're getting some old man strength though. I got a lot of mine already.
Well, yeah, that might be true, but like you can't even dispute that.
I'm not that strong still. Like it just brought me up to like average. Like I can bench 100 now.
If you're
because of my old man strength.
If you're average, then I'm like below average.
Okay, well then let's just call me above average. So
that's better. Yes, thank you. Jeepers.
Do you think I'm strong? Anyways, this is completely.
Do I think what?
I was gonna say, do you think I'm that much stronger than you?
Yeah,
I don't think I am.
I really do. You work with your hands every single day.
That's true, but
I think that automatically makes you like quite a bit stronger than me.
It doesn't.
I think so.
Anyways, back on track. Are we finished?
I think so. Top 40.
Top 40.
What do you think about it?
I mean, is it important? Is it relevant? Do we need it? Is it
Should we
good?
trash it and allow other things that aren't able to make top 40 allowed to live in that top 40?
I do think that we should, by the way. I do think that that better music should be in the top 40. Let's just be clear.
I know, yeah. I would, but at the same time, I think you'd miss it. Like you'd miss
now that you say that, I'm not sure.
Like you'd miss your Britney Spears whatever song that you kind of dig. or your whatever your, you know.
Would I though if there was just a bunch of new like Thrice and like.
Well, I think the populace would miss.
Yeah.
Would miss the fun
Yeah,
stuff.
you're right,
You
you're
need the
right.
fun stuff, and I often, to a fault, put the fun stuff into like this like box of irrelevant.
It's like fun. It's like a garbage bin full of fun to you.
Yeah, it's like bleh.
Yeah.
Don't have fun
stuff, I
playing
guess I'll
music.
pick this out.
It's not true. Space Jam, one of the greatest soundtracks ever.
Yeah, we had it to
So-
begin on one of our shows.
All fun music.
Oh, so fun. Oh, we were saying we're done. So, yeah, let us know. Comment on the Facebook. Come visit us. Twitter, Facebook.
Comment
on the Facebook page. I'm saying our Facebook
Comment
page.
on the
Not
Facebook.
90. Comment on the Facebook. Like,
page.
I'm referring to ours as the face.
Okay.
Comment on our Facebook page. Or our Twitter, or our YouTube.
Yeah, the YouTube one.
Send us an email if you want.
Send us an email.
And go visit our website because it's up oakmusic.ca.
There's a blog post coming
Yep.
about really powerful documentary I watched and wrote a blog about it.
And we'll talk
And
about
there's-
that too in another podcast.
Probably.
Yeah.
And there's another blog I'm working on about music in general that's going to be up there soon too. So check our website for those blogs.
Yeah, for sure.
Have a great week, everybody. You'll hear again from us
next week.
next week.
Peace.